You guys miss me? Huh? Yeah, did you guys miss me? What have you guys been doing? Yes, yes, yeah. Sleeping. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. What? This is a change up. All right, new season. Okay, 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 okay.
I was hoping if you could just comment on, the success of this season and how you felt about it, but also your plans going into the off season, because I have a feeling you have a lot of plans.
Yeah. The success. Wow. That's a big question. Just because it involves so many people, it involved every single person that works for Golden State. Just start there. And like I mentioned, I really do believe because we're the most connected organization and then everyone does their job to their best effort and we don't let people slip from leadership. I think that is why. You guys don't get to see all the behind the scenes, like all the late nights, the texts even between organizations. You guys don't see that. And without them keeping us right and only allowing the players to think basketball, I think Ohema has done a just amazing job of just allowing the girls to only think basketball and focus on basketball. I really think that's a big element that you guys just don't get to see. So as much as I could speak on the behind the scenes, I think that's really what's been very impressive about our organization and why we've been so successful. What was your second question, Kelsey? Sorry.
What's your plan for the off season? What's the
Yeah.
game plan to try and make next year as successful or more?
Yeah, sleep first. Everybody needs sleep. We've been on a roller coaster ride. I was just telling Morgan, like, she feels, sorry, Morgan, but, she's even feeling a little bit different from the high that we just were on. We were nonstop. We were traveling. We were eating quickly. We were on to the next. And so when you're on such a high, you need to rest. Like you guys. You guys hopefully got a lot of rest and sleep because you got to reset. You got to reflect. But we've already started talking about what we can do better next year. I already had meetings with my coaches on what day one should look like on training camp. So obviously it's having a lot of conversations. It's all coaches. I want them to go out and learn new things in the off season. I'm already going to go meet with all my mentors. So yeah, just a lot of reflection. How can we do better? And but everyone getting their rest right now. Letting the players more specifically, let your bodies rest. I said, hey, 3 weeks. Go let your bodies rest. The overseas players unfortunately can't do that. But they're going to do their best on getting rest. Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah.
Hey, Natalie.
Hi.
Kind of on the topic of the offseason,
Yep.
does it change at all knowing that there is kind of that looming CBA negotiations? We kind of don't know what's going to happen in the offseason. Does it change how you approach it as a coach?
No, definitely not. The CBA, that's up to the league, and those are things that I can't control. You guys know what I love to do is focus on what I can control, and as I'm learning after my first season, what exactly is a priority. And so, like I said, everyone, go get some rest, go on vacation, go celebrate what we just did, because next year I told them we're all going to do more, and that's what I'm going to focus them on. I'm going to make more aggressive game plans, because they're capable. We're going to put in more. We're going to do things differently. I've told my coaches too, like, go find some different things that we can bring in. So no, I stick with how we are, and like I said, like why I think we were successful is because we stayed true to who we are. Yeah.
Natalie, can you speak about how important it was to establish a winning culture in this inaugural season? And I know you always expected to do that, but to make this be kind of the team that everyone is like looking at and obviously will be a destination for free agents?
Yeah, I mean, again, this was my first year, and I'm just being very honest. It was trial and error. I didn't know it was going to be a winning culture other than we knew the amount of work and heart we're going to put behind it. We knew that was going to transform somewhere, but we didn't, really know. But it literally goes back to our owner. It goes back to Joe with setting the standard of what's the goal, but also what are the resources that he's putting behind it. I mean, look at this place. Look at Chase, and then credit to Jess and her team for filling up that Chase with an amazing fan base. We have the loudest fan base, and so it starts with the top, really. And I'm just, again, trying to learn from the top, learn from Joe's success, learn from Jess' success, and just try to do my part as a coach. So I think it's a collaboration from the top. And then for me, just coaching through my heart and coaching through my effort if I can maximize everyone's heart and effort, I think winning then follows, I think.
Hi, Natalie.
Hi, Marissa.
How closely do you work with Ohema on like roster decisions, and what are some areas on the court you'd like to get some improvements on, or like where would you like the targets to be?
Yeah, closely. I mean, obviously, from day one when Ohema hired me, we talked about what do we want, and we did not budge. High character is the priority, and we didn't miss, as you guys see, and you guys listen to our players even after the game. I mean, the gratefulness, the gratitude, the reflection on, yeah, we lost, but the smiles on their faces, like I couldn't have been any more proud. And so, again, me and Ohema, we don't miss on high character, because again, like you're trying to win as a team, you're trying to be the most connected team, and that's usually when you see success. The only way you get success and connectivity is when you give yourself up, right? A lot of players gave a lot of shots up to the new player that stepped in. And so that, again, like, is high character. What we need to do next year, a lot of things, I think. Again, reflection from myself. I have to be better. I have to be better in game. I have to be better in the playoffs. So I start with myself first. And then, you know, as I break down things with the staff and with the players, that'll be next. But right now I'm really focused on me. I'm the head coach. I was the one who was coaching, so I got to reflect first. Yeah. Thanks.
Hey, Natalie.
Hi.
Obviously, like, it might be really hard to keep this group together just with everyone's success going off to different places. Vanya's with Portland now.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to sort of reflect with you and the group, like have had a chance to reflect about all the success of the season and all the things you were able to accomplish?
Yeah, I have. And I think I reflected it actually right after that last buzzer, because the moment I saw Chechi crying just because she put so much on her last shot, and you see the players embrace her right away. Like, that's why they ran to her. That's why I wanted to run with her. And then you got to look up and you see everybody standing, 18,000 fans standing. After a loss, some fans would boo, but that's not Valhalla. They supported us. They were our sixth man, and like, so the reflection for me has been proud, and the fact that I built a new family here. After, I'm not going to say exactly what I told every player, but I did hug them in the locker room, and I sat with them for a couple minutes on why I love them, why I'm so proud of them. And this is just kind of a life thing for me is, I lost people, and what I've learned from myself too, because I didn't grow up saying I love you a lot. It's Japanese culture. So I was told, don't miss a moment when you get a chance to say I love you. Don't miss it. So like, even now, guys, if your parents are still living or you have loved ones, like, just never miss a day. Like, the next day is never promised, and like, that's the most thing that I'm proud of, is like I get to share that love that is kind of like burning inside me to give to the players, because I knew in that moment, like, I wasn't going to see them, like as a connected group, like, because everyone had to go off into their own ways. And so I knew right away, like, the NBA is like that too, like, you just disperse. You don't see them for the next 3 months. So that's why I hugged them really tight. And I just said, I love you and I'm proud of you. And I didn't want to miss that moment to let them know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting teary-eyed. God damn it, you guys. Damn it. Oh, yeah.
Hi, Natalie. This obviously is a team built through the expansion draft. You got to kind of hand select your players, and now 2 more teams coming into the league get to do that. How does that impact kind of your approach, or does that affect you guys at all in the offseason, knowing that that's coming up?
Yeah, but we don't know the rules yet, though. So we're just waiting for the rules. So there could be a chance where we don't. Again, so I don't know. So we're just waiting, and then from that point, we'll make decisions. We'll be prepared for anything. That's kind of what we did when we first got together. Me, Ohema, and Vanya, we got together, and we were just prepared for any scenario of what could happen. And so that's going to be, again, we get to take a break first, and then we'll be more collaborative on like what our thoughts and what's our roster going to look like. But as of now, yeah, it's just we're still uncertain right now. Yeah.
Hi, Natalie.
Hi.
Are you willing to share maybe some of the special messages you've had since the game, since your awards, since the season ended? I'm sure there have been some nice notes. And are you someone who just makes sure you reply to each one? I'm sure there are probably hundreds to follow up on. Have you heard from some dear people in your life?
Oh yeah, everyone texts me. So again, everyone being patient that I didn't hit everyone back yet. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's overwhelming, and for me, if you guys know me, like I get overwhelmed very easily, especially talking to you guys. Like it's overwhelming, and my heart's like pounding. And so when I did get that, and it makes me feel uncomfortable too, like being told congratulations, it's still very awkward to hear COY, and I'm like, what's COY? It's awkward. So yeah, I would just say honestly, hearing from my players was probably the most heartfelt. Like V, just telling me to my face that I changed her career. Like, who would have thought that I got to be partly responsible for that. And Kai saying like I saved her career, and I'm just kind of like, what? Like, what are you talking about? They did it. As much as I appreciate the words, Kai if she didn't kick her ass in Dallas, I would have never, we never would have went after her. So I just hope the players understand, like, yeah, I could push them and I could lead them, but at the end of the day, they put in the work. They put in the belief in themselves. They put in the time and energy that is necessary to start in a playoff game that, and play heavy minutes, and the expectations to win a first playoff game for a new franchise. That's them. That is all them. And so, yeah, I would say those two stick out because I've never been told, like, to my face that I've changed someone's career. That's pretty special, yeah.
And how many times would you say you've watched the game film from game 2? And can you appreciate, some days removed from that, how entertaining and great a game that was?
Yeah. What's very vivid is Chechi's shot in my mind. It's still very vivid. And people are like, when did you know the season was over? I was like, well, when I heard that buzzer, and that shot didn't go in. But like, gosh, to see Chechi raise up, like I'm telling you, my view was like the view of Michael Jordan. For all of you guys know Michael Jordan's last shot, there was one in, versus the Jazz, over in Byron Russell. Like I remember that vividly. I'm just like, wow, that looked like Chechi in a little bit. So, yeah, it just gives me chills to think we were like a couple centimeters away from, not advancing, but getting to a game 3. So just really proud our players, rose to the occasion. It's not easy, especially when 18,000 are expecting, a victory. So, I would love to get into the heads of like how powerful their mental was at that state, and you look at Illy. Illy didn't know she was going to start that game. So, like, I give Illy a ton of credit. Just, again, rose to the occasion, and everyone supporting her, and everyone just be like, hey, let's go. Let's rock and roll. No Tip, no KT, no Temi, but, hey, the belief within our bench was unbelievable. And those were the moments that were really special to me. Yeah, thanks.
Just kind of follow on what Jean asked about expansion and kind of not knowing what's going to happen or like what the rules are or any of that. Like you came into last season not knowing who was going to be available, who was going to be interested. There was so much unknown. How much does that kind of help you prepare for this off season where there is, again, a lot of stuff you just don't know yet?
Well, I think it's just credit to our leadership and, the way Ohema and her staff think is like we prepare for everything. So it's really onus of like our sickness of preparation, our obsessiveness with details and intel and film that we could watch to prepare. It's really kind of goes to our level of preparation. We try not to miss a beat, and I think that's regardless of what comes at us, I think we're going to be as prepared as possible.
Coach, you mentioned going to visit some of your mentors in the WNBA offseason. Do you have any plans to go watch some of your players overseas? I know that can't be easy to coordinate schedules, that kind of thing, but
yeah, that's going to be on Joe's budget right there. No. So Joe, if you want me to get now, well, obviously we're going to be watching them, but I hope that'd be great. I would love to, be able to see them live. I mean, again, like I already miss them. Like it's crazy the amount of, like I said, time that we spend together. It's unbelievable. It's every waking minute. And so, yeah, I would love to. Yeah. So.
Along those lines, not on Joe's budget, are you planning to? I know you'd really like to lock yourself in a room and just watch film for the next few months, but are you going to take a vacation, or can you share where you're going to go?
No.
We're not going to follow you.
No. Well, then why do you want to know? No, I'm just kidding. It's got to be somewhere with water and sun. So yeah, but you guys all deserve a vacation. So I hope all you guys go on a little bit of break. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Get this job then. Take this job.
Hi, Natalie. Over the season, it seemed like you gave your players more and more independence as the season went along, and I'm thinking about you encouraging Veronica and Carla to call more plays on the court. Could you talk about that process of encouraging them and earning your trust?
Yeah, I think just as a point guard playing, I sometimes see things faster than the coaches, and my coach in college, Kathy Olivier, she allowed me to do it. So it was really, and it's funny, so I texted her the other day and I just told her, like, thank you for allowing me to call the shots, because then it allowed me to translate that onto V and Carla. And they would tell me, because if I'd say, hey, you want to run this, like in a timeout, they're like, no. And I'm like, okay. So like I said, they see the weaknesses and the holes in the defense faster than I do. So I guess why wouldn't I trust them? I would be a fool if I didn't. And so, and they know like where the weaknesses are in terms of matchups and who they can go by. Like, it'd be nice that I know who they can go by, but like they feel it. And as anyone who's played sports, you always know who that player that you can attack. And so you got to give onus to the players, So, yeah.
Last offseason, you guys were pretty open about what kind of a team you wanted to be as a defensive team and to let it fly. Is that kind of like the long-term philosophy for what you guys want to be, or do you kind of look at like who's available, or do you change up like what you want to do?
No change. Yeah. I know you still want to know. I'll give you this, Marissa. This is the best answer I could give, because this seems like an ongoing thing with you guys trying to decipher when we shoot really well and when we don't. It literally is the family shots that we create. And it's you can see that in the playoffs, like the teams that have quality shots, which are open shots. For me, it doesn't matter who has it. It's the open player. And that's why I love that all of our players can shoot threes. They can knock threes down with their eyes closed. And so, again, with that type of trust that our players built and that type of love and care that they don't care what player shoots it, that means every time on that floor, all five are dangerous. And so that's the epitome of like the let it fly mentality, is that whoever's open, you get to shoot it. And I think that would increase our shooting percentage. But if not, that's why defense is what we will always hang our hats on. So that's the main thing, is that defense is our mentality. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for everything all season.
Yeah.
I know you love doing media.